explosive profits, and that's stock momentum. And my name is Peter Schultz, and I am the editor, one of the co-editors of OptionsSuccess.com and the publisher of Cashflow Heaven Publishing. And what I want to talk about right off the bat is the most important point to acknowledge is the thing that makes people money with stocks is movement. And if you want to make a lot of money, you need consistent, sustained movement. And a lot of people refer to that, otherwise known as momentum. We need that movement. And if we can get some explosive movement or identify that or get ahead of that, we can make a lot of money. And it doesn't matter if that movement is up or down. We can do really well either way. So the key to finding stocks that are consistently heading in one direction and then is to gauge that strength and the speed of the trend and the likelihood that it will continue. Now the key, so let's just take a look at this chart here of the S&P 500, and you can see the steady momentum. I'm going to grab a little pen here so I can kind of write along. And you see the steady momentum going up right here. And then all of a sudden you get to a pivot point and it really starts to take off. So the trend is accelerating. Now, one of the key things to look for in a momentum trend is this really even climb higher. So, you know, you're not having these really outrageous days. It's not crashing down and, you know, popping back up. It's not getting erratic. You want to see this really steady, even climb. I call that the escalator, and when you see that, you want to jump on it. And it's the same thing when it's going down. So that's a really easy trend to identify. We call that momentum. The steepness or the acceleration of that trend is what you want to look for. And so momentum trends are not difficult. Once you find stocks that are really moving and that have an excellent chance of continuing that movement, doesn't it make sense to make as much money as possible from that movement? And what you really want there is a profit amplifier. And the profit amplifier that we just absolutely love, as you must have guessed from the presentation here already, is options, particularly low-priced options. It's a lot easier to get a $1 or a 50-cent option to double in price than it is a $5 or a $6 option. So if you have that movement, you can get in front of it with options. So we're going to talk about some really, really great ways to do that. The reason options are so attractive, if you're new to options, if you've traded them already, you know what they're all about. But if you haven't, the reason they're so attractive is a small movement in the price of the stock creates an exaggerated move in the price of the option. So here's an example. So let's just go back one screen here and say you see this little dip here. You see this uptrend. You want to get in on it. And you see this little dip here in the stock price or the index price, and you decide that you're going to buy that. You see it tick up, and it ticks up for about 2-3 bars. You say, I'm going to get in on this. Well, and you ride it up a little ways, and let's say you have a nice tight trailing stop, and as soon as it reverses, you're out. So as you can see here in this greater context, the distance between these two horizontal levels here is not very much. That's not very far. So here it is exaggerated where we've zoomed in. So we're talking about a $1,560 index moving up just 27 points. That's just 1.7%. But the front month 1560 calls, so essentially just a slightly out of the money, went up. You could buy those for $7.90. They sold for $25.30. They're up 220%. And this is an expensive index. If this would have been the SPY, you could just take a zero off of that. You probably could have bought that for 79 cents. So here's why things have never been better for options traders. If you've considered options in the past and you've thought, I've heard about them, it seems like people are making money with these things, and I'm really interested in trading them, I just want to let you know right now that there has never, ever been a better time to get involved with options, and here's why. We have some things that have never been available before. We have penny-priced options. See if I can get a little something else here. So we have penny-priced options, narrow bid-ask spreads, and weekly options expirations. So let me just explain what those are here. So let's just take a chart of the SPY, which is one of the most popular. It's the ETF for the S&P 500. And if you can see, I don't know if you can see in here at these numbers, but it used to be in the past, you might have a bid-ask spread. So this is the bid right here, and this is the ask over here. So this is what you have to buy it at as the ask. This is what you have to sell it at as the bid. So I've seen in the past, in the old days, and still on some thinly traded options, where the bid might be 50 cents and the ask might be $1. So the option would literally have to double in price just for you to break even. You know, not a very good place to play, not a very even playing field. So I don't know if you can see here, but anywhere close to the money. So this is about 1165. I just took this screenshot today. At 1165, we've got 279 by 281. That's a 2-cent bid-ask spread. That's getting in the realm. That's so narrow. It's getting in the realm of stocks. Here it's 219 by 221. Once again, just 2 cents. These are incredibly efficient. So this thing has to go in your direction very, very little for you to make money. So that's the first thing we look for is narrow bid-ask spreads. Penny-priced options are really important. So you can see instead of being 280 by 285 or 280 by 290, it's 279 by 281. Once again, it's that efficiency. Very little movement to make money. You know, I've known a lot of guys that were market makers down on the floor, and you know, that's what they make is this difference here. And an awful lot of the guys that I used to know are out of the business now because there just is not the money in it that there used to be. It used to be a license to print money for those guys, and now all of that profit has moved right into our pockets as retail options traders. So we've got penny-priced options, narrow bid-ask spreads, and weekly options expirations. So it used to be that options just expired on the third Friday of every month. We've still got that. This is September. But if you look out here, you've got every week after that, you've got options expirations. Now that's not on every stock and every index. It's on, you know, a few, but they're all the ones that you want to trade anyway because they're the most heavily traded, most liquid with the most narrow bid-ask spreads. I also just want you to know that one of the really, really cool things about trading options on these really efficient vehicles is that you don't need, you know, a whole lot of different things to trade. We narrow it down to some just, you know, really, really good underlines, and you can just make a living off of those. So we're always looking for opportunity, and let's see where we can find that. So if you combine efficient options with momentum stocks, you're going to end up as a very happy and probably a very wealthy trader. This is just one heck of a combination. So just real briefly, we covered what efficient options are, and now we're going to get into how to find and identify momentum stocks. So where are we going to get that movement? Now, chart patterns for momentum are different than chart patterns for breakouts, but they can both make you a lot of money. Now, as we've seen, this is a typical momentum chart right here. You have these small movements, and it just keeps ticking higher. Occasionally, it'll take a half a step backwards, so it can just keep right on going. But a momentum pattern is fairly easy to identify, and it's fairly easy to trade. Here is what is a little bit trickier, is breakouts. And what we want to do is we want to get into a situation on a stock before it breaks higher or breaks lower, or we want that to happen right afterwards. So we want to get really good at identifying those breakouts, and it's something that's really going to serve you well, because if you get good at identifying breakouts, you can really get in the path of explosive profits. And you're going to see what I mean here in just 1 second. So here's 5 powerful breakout patterns for explosive profits that I really like. They've made me a ton of money. They've made our subscribers a ton of money. They're easy to identify, and we're going to go over them really quickly right now. They're the bull flag pattern, the ascending triangle, the failed descending triangle, a flat base breakout, and a measured move. So let's take a look at the bull flag pattern. Real simple. This goes down just like this, and then this little green bar where it popped above it, especially if it's on any kind of volume at all, that's your clue, that's your indication that you want to start looking at getting long, and the very next day, this thing just shot through the roof. And our calls on this one, this is FSLR, probably a lot of short covering in here. Those calls were up 250% in 1 day. This is ascending triangle pattern. So what will happen here is this will go along for a while. It'll bump up against resistance, horizontal resistance a whole bunch of times. But what you'll see is the sellers, the bears, can only take it down to a certain point each time. So the bears just keep losing momentum. They keep losing strength. and the bulls just keep driving it back up to this point, and then all of a sudden one day when it gets about to this point right here, and you'll see a lot of these ascending triangle patterns, boom, it just gaps up. So right somewhere in this point right here, you can take your position and you can make a lot of money in just a short amount of time. In this particular case, this is a recommendation. The July 115 calls were up 250% in just 4 days. This is a failed descending triangle. Okay, so this is kind of the opposite of that. So this would normally be a bearish pattern, and you'd expect that this thing to fail to the downside. Well, when it gaps above it and starts going up, you know that the bulls are in control and the bears lost. So once again, the bears start trying to drive it down. It comes down, gets down here to a point, and then bam, slams right back up again. This is another recommendation we made way back here. The July 215 calls went up 220% in 4 days. This is one of the most reliable patterns out there. This is just a flat base breakout. So something's been going along in a fairly narrow range horizontally for quite a while. When you see a breakout, like this particular breakout, it came on over twice, probably 2.5 the average daily volume, and you see that breakthrough, you know you've got a really nice ride on your hands, and you just take a position right then and there, and this thing shot higher. December 40 calls were up 800% in just 1 week. This is a measured move pattern, so you'll see where this is almost like a climbing a staircase. So you see where the thing pops up, you know, really dramatically, comes back down. You can almost draw a horizontal line across here, and then it gets to this point. It always comes back to this ascending line here, pops back up again about the same distance, goes horizontal for a while, and then just pops up again. This is a wonderfully bullish pattern. These patterns also work on the downside. And as you know with options, it's just as easy to buy puts as it is calls. So you can play the downside just as easy as the upside. In this particular case, the April 55 calls were up 35% in just 2 days. So these patterns and others can make you an absolute fortune. They are not hard to master. I mean, you just took a look there. You're going to get a recording of this. I really recommend that you go over those again if you're not familiar with them. They can make you a fortune. The problem is, out of the thousands of optional stocks available, how do you quickly and easily find the best setups? And I can just tell you, I used to do it the long way, and you can look at a lot of charts, a lot of chart setups before you find ones that you like. So what kind of a shortcut can we use? What can we do to really get a jump and really save our time and just home in on the best trades? So we asked the same question many years ago, and we spent several $100,000 and over 7 years perfecting a program that has an amazing track record for finding winning trade setups. I think you guys are going to love this. Check this out. So what we do is our goal is to find stocks with the 3 main momentum drivers going for them. So the first one is, and this is so important, is find stocks that are trading in the direction of the overall market. You know, over 75% of the stocks go in the same direction as the market as a whole. And so why not have everything going for you that you possibly can? You know, really put the wind at your back. And the easy way to do that is if the market's rising, go bullish. If the market is falling, go bearish. Easy first one. So that's our first key that we look for. The second one is we want stocks, and we just talked about that, with a chart pattern ready to break out or showing substantial momentum. We want a chart pattern technically that is really going in our favor. Super, super important. And the third, and a lot of people ignore this, a lot of technical traders ignore this, but you really shouldn't, is you want fundamentals pointing in the same direction as the chart. The reason you shouldn't ignore that is because markets are very much, especially in the short term, news driven. So if you're taking a bearish position on a stock that is really doing well or a company that's really doing well, right in the middle of your position, they could come out with a news announcement that just completely destroys your play and your trade. You don't want to do that. If you're betting on a stock going higher and it has really terrible fundamentals, a piece of news could come out, you know, the CEO could announce something, some analyst could come out with a piece of news, and all of a sudden that uptrend just gets destroyed because the company's fundamentals are not going in the same direction as the chart. So we want all 3 going for us. You know, our money, our capital is just too darn valuable. And fortunately, there's enough trades that show up every single day and every single week that you don't have to take trades that are like just okay or might work out or you think they'll work out. When you get everything going for you possible, particularly these three big drivers, you have a tremendous chance of getting that momentum and those breakouts on your side. And you don't have to worry about having to take a trade that's just so-so. Now, this process for finding these is actually a huge amount of work for us. We enjoy it, but it's a lot of work. But that can make it very easy for you, and that's exactly what we want. We want to make this really easy for you to find super good trade setups. So the first thing that we do is we sift, and obviously we have computer programs that help us with this, but we sift through over 6,000 stocks to find the 25 most promising. So once we've got it narrowed down to the 25 most promising stocks, we go over them one by one to narrow it down even further. So if there's 25 stocks that really look good, and we have really good pattern recognition programs, we're scanning those, our computers are running all the time. And when that system spits out 25 stocks, we actually go over them. Pete Stolzers is the chief strategist on this, and I'm partners with him on it. And we go over this, every single chart, one by one, to find the chart setups that really, really look good. And then finally, when we've narrowed it down, we start lifting the hood on each candidate to find fundamentals that match the chart. So we want improving fundamentals for our bullish picks and deteriorating fundamentals for our bearish picks. And one of the things that we've learned is even in rampant bull markets, always have a bearish watch list ready, because markets can turn on a dime. And when you have that bearish watch list ready, you know what to get in the minute the market turns. Vice versa, if the market's going down, you want to have a bullish watch list ready. You want to be trading in the direction of the market, but you always want to have those counter stocks all ready to go for when things reverse. And relative strength and relative weakness is amazingly powerful. We've actually made money. I don't recommend it, but sometimes you can do this. You can make money counter to the direction of the overall market. If the market's all going up, there's always going to be a few stocks going down and vice versa. So that's a lot of work. We really enjoy it. We crank this out, and every single day the system produces just two stocks, the stock most likely to go up and the stock most likely to go down. And this is the result. These are all recent, fairly recent. This is BMW. August 70 calls up 250% in 1 week. Now these aren't like where we go back and try and find something that work and then fit in an option to make it look good. These are actual recommendations. This is what our subscribers are doing. This is, we don't leave it to chance. We tell them, we make suggestions on exactly what they should trade, and these are the results. We got $1,000 overnight profit just buying the stock. The bid-ask spread was actually too wide for us. We didn't want to do the options. Bought the stock on this one, 1,000 shares, 1,000 overnight profit, in and out. Jazz up 200% in just a few days. We got NQ, we got a breakout on that one, and the stock is up 20% in a week. You can imagine what you would have made on the options. And this one, it works just as well on the downside. The market reversed a little bit. It looked like it was time to go bearish. Boy, look at this chart. This is absolutely beautiful. The July 40 puts up 100% in just about 5 days. EVAP daily report comes out. This, the pattern looked good, everything looked good. This is a bearish trade, and look at this gap down. Holy mackerel. Gapped up a little bit, but it never went above our entry point, so we stayed in. July 35 puts up 50% in just 2 days. And here's what you get. You don't just get a chart. Sometimes, as compelling as charts are, frankly, I want more information. I want to know what's going on. So this is a screenshot I took of the daily report that just came out 2 days ago. So this is our bullish pick. And so this is a page you go to inside the site. And the bullish pick is LL. You can go ahead to your own charting software right now and take a look at that. What I wanted to give you for this presentation is actual trades that you could get into and start making money on immediately. The theoretical is fantastic, but what we really want to do is, make money right now. We want stuff we can trade. So this was just featured 2 days ago. It's liquid lumber liquidators. Stock's doing really, really well. If you're looking for a bearish stock to climb on board with some good calls, this one looks really good. We did the complete write-up on it. if you scroll down here, you get the stock, you get the setup, you get the outlook, and then down below this, and my screenshot, it just wasn't big enough, but down below this, you get the tactic. So we even tell you what we think the stock is going to do, how fast it's moving, what events it has coming up, and a recommendation on what option would be good to trade this one. So this is the bullish pick. Well, also, if you scroll down, you see this arrow here. The green arrow points at the bullish pick up above it. The red arrow points at the bearish pick. And this just came out today. This is DVA, DaVita Healthcare Partners. Take a look at that on your chart. Pull up your charting software, look up DVA, and ask yourself, even though the market rebounded today, even though it looks like the market's starting to go higher, take a look at this as a bearish pick and see if you couldn't make some really good money on the right puts. This is research we're coming out with. It's fresh. It's every single day. It's what's happening right now, and take a look at that chart. See if it's something you might be interested in. The trade looks good. Now, here's the thing, is it's one thing to get 2 stocks every day, but you really don't know which ones are actually going to perform. So every one of these stocks are added to a dynamically updated watch list, so you never have to guess which stocks are outperforming. Let me show you how this works. So first of all, everything over here on the right in the green, all these tickers, these are all the bullish trades that are on a watch list. If you were to scroll down further, you'd see a whole bunch of tickers in red, and these are the most recent ones added. So this is OSK was added today, then LL I showed you a couple of days ago, Taser's on the list. But look at this. So this is dynamically updated. All these stocks, this is a big horse race. They're all changing positions all day long. This is so fun to watch. And this is based on the actual dollar change that is happening right now. So far today, and I took the screenshot at the end of the day so that you could see it. So this is Amazon up 468 on the day. This looks like PCP is up 430 on the day. UNP is up 334. Baidu is up 357. So you actually see where the momentum is. If you really want to get a great trend, I mean, you can take something like APA here, which it's been up 3 days in a row. So yesterday, the entire market was down. I mean, this thing just keeps climbing. 3 days ago, it was up. Here's the columns. This is actually 4 days, and then the current day here. So APA 3 days ago was up 90 cents, then it's up 95 cents, then it's up $1.80. This thing just keeps climbing. When you see this kind of momentum, when you see this kind of an escalator climb, you can actually buy options that are slightly out of the money at a lower delta, let the stock overrun your position, and it goes into a higher delta, and you can make a tremendous amount of money very quickly. So our secret weapon here, I mean, you have all this research. All you have to do is go over here and click on any one of these, and it instantly takes you back to the actual daily report where we first analyzed it. So at a glance, you can see what the fundamentals are. If you want to see the chart, click on any of these over here, these links, and a chart pops up, and you can even specify a 1 week chart, a 3 month chart, a 1 year chart. You can see it in different time frames. So this is a very, very quick process. At a glance, you can see what's really moving, and the fastest movers move to the top of the list. Now what's interesting is this works just as well in reverse. If you were to scroll down this page, you'd see a bearish watch list, and here it is. See all our bearish plays here? They're all lined up, and these are which ones are going down the fastest. So we had a pretty bullish day today. So the one on the list, the most bearish play on the list, just went down by 14 cents today. The next one went down just 5 cents. Next one went down just 4 cents. Pretty bullish day today. Most everything was going up. So there's a lot of relief in the markets. And once again, the system works the same. You can click on any of these to see the analysis, and then you can click over here to instantly see the chart. So it's so quick. You have so many good opportunities. You never have to guess which stock has the momentum and which stock is getting ready to break out, because this dynamically updated chart tells you. So this combination is the most effective we've ever found for creating directional options profits. And there's just a ton of these. We've just got, with 2 trades coming out a day, we've just got a whole pile of winners. There's actually not enough time for me to show you all the successes and everything that's gone on with this. I just want to really quickly expose you to it, and so you could see kind of the methodology and what goes behind it, and how actually easy it is to get in there and actually see what's moving. So if you want to start making these kind of gains, this is actually the perfect time for you to get started. The market is getting ready for some really big moves. We've got fall coming up. Usually we've got some incredible drops, some air pockets that come in around this time of year. A lot of money to be made on those. And then along about October, we should see, and maybe a little earlier, we should see that big rise going into the fourth quarter. So there's an incredibly compelling offer that goes with this webinar. I know if you get in there, if you like the idea of explosive profits and trading directionally with options and using that leverage to make a lot of money in a really short amount of time, I really want you to test this out and take a look at this because you are absolutely going to love it. So I've got a really easy way for you to do that. So let me just go over real quickly what you're going to get with this presentation, with this offer. This is something we've never done before. I really, really like Morgan and his people, and I want to do something really cool for you guys. So first of all, you get 2 trades per day, but the special bonus offer with this event makes even 1 trade per month worth it. So think how many trades you're getting. You're getting 10 trades a week. Once again, you don't have to sort through them. The system does it for you. That's over 40 trades a month. If you make just 1 trade, it's going to pay for a year or more of this service with just 1 trade a month. You don't have to be a super active trader. If you are, I think you're going to do really, really well. So here's some bonuses. You'll get 3 extra bonus incentives, including for this event. And number 1, you get 4 complete momentum trading videos with your subscription. So when you log in, these are going to be available to you. They're going to go into a lot more detail about how to identify momentum, how to trade breakouts, and really more importantly, if you're not really experienced with options, is what are the best options to buy? How much time do you buy? Do you buy in the money or do you buy out of the money? How do you position yourself? How do you get out of a trade? You know, it's great that you got into it, but how do you know when to get out? You know, if you made some money and you're really happy with your trade, that's great. But do you stay in it and make more money, or do you get out now and take your profits now? So these videos really go into all of those details, and Pete and I actually made those together. So we both got some really good, compelling information on there. I think you're going to love them. And those we're including as a bonus with this offer. In addition, you'll get the 7 Keys to Explosive Profits training package. And we sell that every single day on our website. People absolutely love this package. The regular price for it is $395. There's a lot of information here. There's a complete book. You'll see this, little book down here. It's all online. We don't have to ship anything to you. You can just access it right on your computer wherever you have access to the internet. And I'm taking this whole $395 package and I'm including it with this special just for being here, just for watching this. And that's going to be included in your special. So that's bonus number 2. A lot of great information there. And when you go to the store, you'll get a description of that and you'll see everything that's involved there. Number 3, we've got videos that go with that. So you get the 7 Keys to Explosive Profits training video set. So a lot of people like to get their information reading. A lot of people like to get it so that they can see it and hear it in a video format, and we've actually got both. These are great videos. They're really easy to follow, easy to see, and you're going to get access to all the videos, the whole package, everything for as long as you maintain your subscription. And in addition to that, you get your subscription, which includes 2 new trades per day with complete analysis. We talked about that. You get the live updates page, which removes the guesswork. It tells you exactly what stocks show the most momentum. You can click on the chart icon here right to the left. You can check on or click on the ticker. You can immediately see the chart. Makes it really easy to know which ones to get into. So you get all of that. The subscription is it's $97 a month, and I'm going to include the $400 package, the 3 bonuses, all the videos, the momentum training videos, the 4 momentum training videos, everything for just $397. And that's an exclusive for Morgan. You can't find that anywhere on our website. We don't mail this out. This isn't a special we offer to anybody. This is something exclusively for the people that have tuned in to this 24-hour live event to really, advance themselves and become better traders. And I know you're going to love this. If you don't, just tell us, and you'll never pay more than that first month subscription. I have a feeling you want to continue, and if you do, we'll give you a big discount for continuing on for 3 months or going ahead and getting a year. So you get your subscription, you get the training videos, you get the 3 bonus special, and you get the 7 keys to explosive profits, and you get all of that for this presentation only for just $197. And where you can find that is at explosiveprofits.com, and just go ahead and key that URL into your computer screen. It'll take you right to the store. It gives you a complete explanation of everything that you're getting, and you can get started right away. I know before the market closes tomorrow, about an hour before the market closes, we're going to come out with 2 new trades, and I think you're going to want to see those. Pete's been working on them. He puts a tremendous amount of effort into this, and you want to get in on those before the market close. So let's just answer some questions here. We've got a little bit more time. I know there's a lot of questions here. So I've been busy presenting, but I want to answer them, and I just want to do it right here at the end here. System sends 2 stocks every day, yes. Okay, you're showing the winners, but can you show us some of the losers too? That's actually a great question. And what I can do is I can tell you that when we're trading in the direction of the market, we've kept track, and we have about an 83% success rate. So 83% of the trades go in the same direction that we think that they're going to, and they end up being money makers. We'll also trade counter to the market. So if the market's going up, we'll occasionally take some bearish picks. And when we're trading on the bearish side, we still have about a 71% success rate. So I don't know if you're familiar with trading percentages and averages, but we think that's actually pretty good. The subscribers are happy. We actually have some hedge funds and professional money managers that subscribe. So that's what our averages are. We don't make a specific recommendation on every trade that comes out. On some of them, the subscribers just pick out the options that they want to do themselves. So we don't have a specific record showing every single recommendation. I would say about every other position there's a specific recommendation on. What's the average holding period? Most of these are swing trades, but essentially the way that it works is if on the watch list there, on the dynamically updated watch list, if there's a position on there that is no longer performing, if it can't maintain a pattern of wins, we drop it. So if it's not on the live update page anymore, it's no longer worth trading in that particular direction. And sometimes they'll even reverse, and a stock that you did see on the bullish watch list turns around and ends up on the bearish watch list. So that can actually happen. And what we recommend is when you're trading momentum, you stick with it as long as you have that momentum. As soon as it starts to waver, as soon as it slows down, as soon as it starts to trade sideways, don't wait for a reversal. Just get out. Take your profits. It's so easy to get back in. There's no reason not to. So that's what we teach. And I'm still looking at the questions here. And somebody says Options Express is a good place to start, and they have charts. My favorite brokerage actually for trading options is Thinkorswim. And if you go on YouTube and start looking around at a lot of options presentations, you'll find most of the folks out there are using Thinkorswim. Really, really good platform. And they have a really good ability to kind of get you in between the bid-ask spread. They get really good fills. More questions about brokers. We just answered that one. What's the average number of contracts? That really varies with your account size. I try and not trade any more than 5% of my account on any one position, and I kind of like that. You'd have to have 20 losers in a row to wipe out your account, and you'd really have to be trying to do that. So I try and keep it a little bit conservative on the money management side. Let's see. Do you send 2 option stocks to the watch list every day? Yes, we do. So the 2 new trades that are presented every day about an hour before the market open, they both make it on the watch list. So the bullish trade makes it on the bullish watch list. The bearish trade makes it on the bearish watch list. What else do we have? Why not sell a credit spread and collect premium? Well, credit spreads are fantastic, and you can sure do that. And what some people do is they sell a credit spread in the opposite direction that the stock is moving to actually raise money to take a directional position. But if a stock is really moving and it's moving fairly quickly, a directional trade will actually make you more money than a credit spread will, although I love credit spreads. Okay. Was that all righty. And we're just going to answer a few more questions. We're almost at the top of the hour here, and I think I'm going to exit right then because there's a lot of good information that some of the other speakers have. But let me see what else. Oh, Jim H., thank you very much. Yes, the winning secret. That's the one that I write, and I absolutely love it. That's our credit spread trading letter, and it does really well. Okay. How do you do on Apple? Apple comes up occasionally, and we trade it when it does. Charles asks about stop limits. We usually enter trailing stops. So, you know, as long as it's going in our direction, we're still in the trade, and as soon as it reverses, we're out. And we can actually automate those trailing stops, so you actually don't have to watch them that closely. Do you sell naked calls? Actually, this is a service where we're actually buying calls and puts. Tamara says she loves the swing trades. So do I, Tamara. Alrighty. So I think we're going to wrap it up right there. You know, you've been great. I love the questions. You know, it shows that you guys are curious and that you're active and that you know what you're doing. So I really appreciate you attending. And I think I'm going to wrap it up right here at the top of the hour. And go ahead and go to explosiveprofits.com. I would love to see inside the service, and I'd love to have you on board. If you'd like to trade directionally and you'd like to leverage that direction, this is a really, really good service. Alrighty, that wraps it up.